Hello everyone, my name is Anita Sain, your science teacher from Shri Rama Bharti Public School. Today I will explain few topics from light. So let's start. Now today we will learn how do we see things as well as the structure of human eye. Now we know that there are luminous objects and there are non-luminous objects. Simply the objects that emit light on their own are luminous objects, and the objects that don't are called non-luminous objects. For example, if we'll take the star, right, the sun, they are luminous objects, but the chair, table, book, they all are non-luminous objects. So luminous bodies are the sources of light, and the non-luminous objects can be seen only in the presence of luminous bodies or luminous objects. Now, we can say that there are three conditions which are necessary for us to see the objects. There are three main conditions. One is there must be a source of light. Second thing, the light must strike the object. And the third, the light must be reflected from the object to the eye. So these are the three main conditions for us to see an object. Now we will go for the human eye. What is human eye? You all know what is human eye. That is the part through which we are able to see the things, right? So human eye is a spherical with a slight bulge in front, as you can see in the figure, right? These are the parts of the human eye. It has eyelids that act as a shutter, and it always protects the eye from dust and injury. And now we will go for the different parts of the eye. First part, if you will see, it is cornea. You can see this is cornea. It is the front bulging part of the eye. It is made up of thin transparent tissue and it covers the front of the eye. Then comes the iris. Iris is the colored part of the eye behind the cornea, and it increases or decreases the size of the pupil to control the amount of light entering the eye. Then comes the pupil. It is a tiny hole in the middle of the iris and it allows the light to enter the eye. Then lens. It lies behind the pupil and the iris. It is transparent and is made up of many concentric layers. It focuses light to form an image on the retina. Next part is retina. Retina is known as a screen because it acts as a screen for image formation, and it is a lining just behind the eyeball. It is sensitive to light and it has the light sensitive receptors which are known as rods and cones. Then comes the optic nerve. Optic nerve, it is a bundle of nerves beginning from the brain and entering the eyeball from behind. It carries visual messages to the brain from retina. Ciliary muscles. It is a ring of muscles which holds the lens in the position. And ciliary muscles always, it controls the focal length of the eye lens by contracting and expanding. Then comes the sclera. It is the visible white part of the eye, which is always filled with the watery fluid. And what is the function of this fluid? It protects the internal parts of the eye. Blind spot. It is a portion on the retina where the optic nerve enters the eyeball and it does not have any rods and cones and is insensitive to light. So images forming on this spot are not visible. Now what is the working of the eye? The light rays from an object enters the eye through pupil. A real, inverted, and highly diminished image is formed on the retina because retina always works as a screen for the eye. The rod and cones of the retina gets activated and then they converted the image into electric impulses, or we can say signals. Then these signals are taken by the optic nerve to the brain. The signals are transmitted, always it transmits the inverted image which is reinverted and the brain sees it as an erect image. and help us to sense the actual object. Now comes the power of accommodation. What is the power of accommodation? Simply the ability of the eye to adjust its focal length is called power of accommodation. Because a normal human eye can see objects clearly from 25 centimeter up to infinity. So our eyes has the ability to adjust the focal length. So the ability of the eye to adjust its focal length is called power of accommodation of the eye. And this is performed by adjusting the length by the ciliary muscles. So there are 2 points, near point and the far point. Eye lenses can adjust its focal length to obtain a clear image of an object at a distance of 25 centimeter. So the minimum distance required for clear vision is called near point, and the maximum distance of clear vision is called far point. So what is a far point for human eye? That is usually infinity. So that is how the this is the power of accommodation of the eye. The ability of the eye to adjust its focal length. I hope you understand each and every topic properly. So it's time to say goodbye.